Hello again everyone, this lesson is for Take Me Out by Franz Ferdinand. At the very beginning of the song, I can hear maybe some stick clicks or something playing eighth notes, but let's ignore those for now. When the drums come in properly, you'll definitely hear the hi-hats, and they're just playing eighth notes like this. In the next section, we're going to add 4 kick drums underneath those hi-hats. So that is all really straightforward so far. Next up, we're going to ramp up the hi-hats a little bit and just play some 16th note flourishes at the end of the bar. So I don't think that's too hard because you do get to use both hands up on the hi-hats. Just keep your right hand playing the 8th notes and fill in the 16th note with your left hand. Moving on, we take that same 16th note pattern, play it on the snare drums, and then from there we're playing 16th note hi-hats right till the end of this section. Four more bars, keep going with those 16th note hi-hats, but this is where the time starts to stretch. We slow down a little bit, and this is going to get you into that next groove. Alright, so let me put that whole intro section together, so hopefully you can keep a track of how many times you've got to play each different little bit. But overall, I think it's pretty straightforward once you get those hi-hats and kick drums going, and then we'll move on to the next section. All right, moving into that next riff in the new tempo, we've got kick drums with a sizzled hi-hat over the top. As I've mentioned before in these lessons, sometimes it's easier to think about what your feet are doing rather than concentrating on the sound from the hi-hats. So for this kind of sizzle, I would go right, left on the feet. That way you should get an open one when the kick drum is going down, and then it'll close straight away afterwards. There's a tiny little fill at the end of these sizzle hi-hats, and here's how it goes. Now we're into an offbeat hi-hat pattern, and we're going to use this for a large chunk of the song. This time the sizzles, if you think about bringing both your feet down together, you should get a nice offbeat sizzle on the hi-hats. So let me play this groove slowly and grab it now because we'll use it for all the verses right through this song. So like I just said, this groove gets used a bunch. Just keep repeating that for this entire verse until we're about to hit the chorus, and then the fill at the end just changes a tiny bit. For the chorus, we're playing 16th notes up on the hi-hats, There's one sizzle in the first bar and there's a different fill each time in the second bar. So let me play through each of the groups of 2 bars and then I'll put the whole thing back together. Here's the next 2 bars. For that fill, just think about moving your right hand onto the snare drum, but keeping the 16th notes going underneath. That way you'll get the nice fill sound on the snare, but you'll also have a bit of flavor still going on the hi-hats. For the next 2 bars, they're basically exactly the same as the first 2 bars. And then here's the last set of 2 bars. Alright, I'll play that whole chorus section up to speed. The only difference this time around in the verse is that at the end we have that great stop. The stop is just kick drum and hi-hats on beat 1, and then a little pickup on the snare on the and the of 4. In the next 4 bars after that stop, there's one little ghost note on the snare drum, and it's the only time it happens in the entire song, but if you want to keep an ear out for it and try and catch it, then you'll be playing just like the song. We keep going with that offbeat hi-hat pattern, a couple more bars because the riff is still playing and we're not at the chorus again yet, and then we have a fill just leading into the chorus, the same as we did the first time. That leads us back into the chorus again. Let me play through that one more time. And then to finish up, we've got sizzled hi-hats on top of the kick drums, just like we did at the very start of this section, and then a big open hi-hat to finish up the entire song. And there we go, that's the Drums to Take Me Out by Franz Ferdinand. It does chop and change a little bit, but I'm sure you know the song really well by now. And so once you have that offbeat hi-hat pattern down and the 16th note hi-hat pattern down, you've pretty much got the whole song happening. Have fun practicing that one, and I'll see you at the next lesson.